Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello friends. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Adzkiya Ranaa from Kyai Ibrahim School. So, in this wonderful moment, I am standing here to deliver you guys a story about Prophet Musa alaihi salam. Please enjoy the story. Once upon a time in Egypt, lived a man named Musa alayhi salam. He was sent by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give a guidance and warning for the Israelites. Baby Musa was born in the era where the Pharaoh gave a command to kill every male child of the Israelites. To save baby Musa, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered his mother to place him in a basket and allow it to float in the Nile River. With the guidance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the basket entered a small stream where the Pharaoh's wife was bathing in that stream. So she grabbed the basket and met her husband. "Let me keep this baby and let him be a son to us." The Pharaoh couldn't refuse her, so they decided to adopt the baby. A few years later, Prophet Musa grew up as a prince of Egypt. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him health, strength, knowledge, and wisdom. He had a very kind heart, so weak and operas often turned to him seeking his help. One day, he left off Egypt after killing the Egyptians because he knew that killing the Egyptians were dead. So he decided to left off Egypt for several years. During this time, he helped a family to pet their sheep. "I wish you to marry to one of my daughters in only one condition. You must agree to work for me for 8 years. Prophet Musa was very happy hearing this offer. So he decided to take care of their animals for 10 years. A few days later, Prophet Musa started missing his family in Egypt. He desperately wanted to return to Egypt. "We shall leave tomorrow for Egypt." His wife agreed, so they decided to travel through the desert. In the middle of the desert, Musa was confused. "I think we have lost our way." So they decided to camp there for the night. And he left off searching a firewood to light up a fire. And in his way, he noticed a fire burning on top of a mountain. And as he did, he heard a voice. "Oh Musa, I am Allah, the Lord of the universe." God then wanted him to remove his shoe as he was standing on the holy ground. Then God then revealed that he had been chosen for a special mission. "And what is it in your right hands?" "Oh, this is my staff, on which I lean and with which I beat down the branches for my sheep." "Throw down your staff." And no sooner did the prophet throw down his staff to the floor than it turned into a wriggling snake. Musa alayhi salam was frightened, so he started to run. But the voice said, "Fear not, grasp your stick. We shall return it to its former state." Prophet Musa believed his voice, so he decided to put his hand over the wriggling snake, and it turned back into his staff again. And then he arrived in Egypt. He could see a vision to let the Israelites be free. And he could hear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ringing in his ear. "Go to Pharaoh and tell him to let the Israelites leave the land of Egypt." Prophet Musa delivered him a message, but the Pharaoh said, "What do you want?" "I want you to send the children of Israelites with us." "The Israelites are my slaves. Why would I send them to you?" "They are not your slaves. They are Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's slaves." The Pharaoh wanted him to show a sign that he was the messenger of God. So he threw his stick to the floor that turned into a wriggling snake. But the Pharaoh still rejected that he was the messenger of God. For many times, Prophet Musa then started to ask him to let the Israelites be free. But the Pharaoh still arrogantly rejected to let the Israelites be free. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave a command to Prophet Musa to lead his people out of Egypt. By now, Pharaoh realized that the Israelites had left the city. He got really angry. So he assembled an army to follow and capture them. By early morning, the Israelites and Prophet Musa arrived in the Red Sea. And then, when the Prophet looked back, he could see the armies getting closer and closer. The Prophet Musa realized that they were soon going to get trapped. In front of them was the Red Sea, and in back of them was the Pharaoh's army. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave a command to strike the sea with his staff. And something magic happened. It revealing a path for the people to walk. It was a miracle, but the Pharaoh was a pretender. He wanted to take the credit for this miracle. So he shouted out to his men, "Look, the sea is open at my command so that we may arrest them." So they followed the Israelites and want to capture them. But in the midway, the water came crashing on them. Pharaoh realized that he was going to die, so he shouted out of fear, "I believe that there is no God other than Allah, and I surrender to you." But it was too late. The curtain fell on the Pharaoh's tyranny, and the waves carried his body to the shore. And when the Egyptians saw his body, they now knew that the man they had worshipped could not even keep away his own death. They realized that he was never a god. Well, that's all of them. Thank you for enjoying. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.